Yeah, it's fine, don't it?
All right. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I just want to first start check how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. A bit tired, but yeah, overall good.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you so much for the opportunity to talk to you. Just kind of want to get a couple of questions out of you, well, answers out of you, I guess. First thing I want to ask is kind of how you feeling after that series. Kind of a pretty good start from you, especially on Breeze. How you start feeling?
A bit rusty overall, to be honest. I think we should have won map one, but we're just doing like we're doing rookie mistakes. We haven't played for like 6 or 8 months, like official, so it's like a different vibe. Like in practice, it's completely different, like the atmosphere. So yeah, a little bit rusty. But yeah, individually, not the best on ascent as well. So yeah, like there's a lot of mistakes that we were doing individually and as a team.
You're referring more to bind the map as where you were making the majority of mistakes, or you mean in the series in general, it wasn't as sort of clean as you would have liked?
It wasn't as clean. We were doing like we were flashing each other, and we were just like it was like the micro plays. Like like overall it was fine, but I think like the individual like small details like that would won us the round. Yeah, we just messed up, or like the timings were off, or yeah, it was just I think it's just a little bit of rust.
Fair enough, but that gets ironed out, right, as the season kind of plays out.
Yeah, I think so, yeah, it's literally the first official in 8 months, so like yeah, you like stuff like this bound to happen. Yeah.
I kind of want to ask you as well because you kind of Navi's kind of revealed since you guys played at Riot. I think it was Riot One, the one in Japan. I think it was in Japan. You're kind of playing KO now on Bind, so we're seeing you sort of pivot to another agent. So how exactly are the roles kind of shaping out with Navi? Are you kind of playing like a supportive role on some maps where like you're playing KO, and other maps you're kind of playing like the more aggressive Jets and Yorus and stuff like that?
Basically, we need the AWP on the map. We can go up, like super crucial. I'll probably play it, and if not, we kind of. I mean, I don't want to leak too much, but yeah, if we think the AWP's right on the map, we will play an agent for me. If not, it'll probably be like other agents. I don't want to go too much into detail, but yeah.
Ah, I see, I see. Okay, cool. All right. So I kind of want to ask you as well. So first game, you kind of smacked them, but because it's sort of vibe check. How's the confidence heading into the rest of the season? Like how the boys doing?
I mean, we've had chemistry for like a year already. We've played for like a year or two before, and it just feels good. Like everyone has like their own quirks, but we just feel like we just know each other. We know what to do, like what pisses someone off, what doesn't piss someone off, what makes someone happy. Like we just know each other, and we have that chemistry. And yeah, you only get that from playing a lot. And we have 2 years of like I think it's nearly 2 years of just like playing together with experience. So yeah, we just work well as a five, I think.
Fair enough. Yeah, I kind of want to ask you as well because you did play with them for 2 years, as you said, and then you went to NRG, you went to NA, and then you came back. Like, so what? You must feel pretty comfortable, first of all. Kind of sliding back in with your old teammates. This is pretty much bringing back the FPX roster. So how's the vibes like? Does it feel like nothing's really changed in the sense where, or it kind of feels like it's familiar, but not exactly the same?
I think nothing really changed. I think the org's more different because in FPX they were more driven by results. Like FPX as an org only cared about winning. They didn't care about media. They didn't care about any other like. We don't need this. We need this. But like they literally just said like you need to win. Like if you win, like like then we'll be happy.
Yeah.
With like Navi, it's more like overall you need to be. Like, it's like T1 org. Like obviously, if you play for any T1 org, you have to do media. You have to do this. You have to do this. So it's like it's a lot more on top. But yeah, it feels similar, but just a little bit more like. I want to say hassle, but just
That's pretty ironic.
How do I say it?
Ironic.
Yeah, like
org that's born to win. natusvincere.
Yeah. I mean, of course they care about winning, but it's like there's more stuff on top. It's like of course they want to win, have the best team.
Of course. Every team wants that, but like
Yeah.
it does feel nice, like when they like players are a priority for them, rather than just results. I also want to ask, kind of, what prompted your move back to EMEA, and more precisely, what prompted your move back to the FPX roster? Like, was it a sense where you felt it wasn't really working out in NA, and you kind of want to come back, you want to be back to familiar roots, familiar teammates, or what sort of brought you back to the
I don't think I'll ever live outside of EMEA again. Like it was a hard year. I don't think I really realized how hard it would be. Like living like in a completely different country, completely different time zone. So even if you want to speak to your friends, it's like it might be 2 o'clock for you, and it's like 2 o'clock in the morning for them. So it's like the time zone, like it was a lot of things, and yeah, I think maybe if I lived on the East Coast, it might be a bit easier. But since I lived on the West Coast, it's like completely different like time zones, and yeah, like to speak to friends and family was like near enough impossible, I think.
I see. I mean, that must suck as well. Okay, so kind of bringing it back into sort of the questions, I wanted to ask you first of all, like sort of an overarching question. I don't know how much you can tell me because again, you don't want to leak anything. But how exactly have the roles sort of been playing out on this new Navi? Because I'm seeing like Shao's now more on controllers as well, and you're seeing more like Angels on the initiator, so they're kind of like swap roles. How's it all playing out, and where do you sort of fit into it? You mentioned that if you need an op, you're the opper. So what else?
I mean, all I can say is that we're a flexible team. I think everyone on this team, maybe minus to get to, everyone on the team's played like 8, 9 different agents. Like I think I've seen Zip on Everton. Xiao played Everton.
Yeah.
He's even played Duelist.
Yeah.
I've played nearly Everton. I played like Sage, Gecko. Like I've played Everton as well. And then like Angel again. He's played Smoke. He's played Initiator. So for us, it's more about the map and how we feel the map will go. So if the map will go like. We don't really play like to our strengths because we all are good on different agents. So yeah, it's like it'll be super map dependent. I wouldn't say like just because you see Xiao on Omen on one map, it'll guarantee that he's gonna be on one map. Or like if he gets he's playing like if I'm playing KO on Bind, doesn't mean like we automatically make me KO on Ascent. Like so, it's like
I see.
Yeah.
No, I kind of asked because Xiao is typically known. It's sort of grouping him in a corner, but he's typically known as a really good initiator with an EMEA. So that's why we sort of have the questions where why would you not have him as Sova? That's like the obvious question that the average fan would ask, right? Like, so why wouldn't you just have him spamming Sova and spamming Fade on every opportunity you can have him on the agent? So that's why we kind of ask how the roles have kind of worked out for you guys.
Yeah, I mean it's like I think Angels I think with Omen you kind of like play on your own as well, which I think Angel doesn't like because he has to call. So I think it's like I think Angel just wants to be with the pack. So like we have to do like a few changes like on some maps and it's.
I see. Okay, cool. Then kind of now that we're on the topic of Angel, I kind of want to ask Angel versus FNS, like sort of the difference in IGL style. Like, what's your experience been like working with these two guys? Because they're historically they've had different IGLing styles, but they're both like respected.
I think the style is super similar, honestly. Because that was one of the things I was shocked when I went to NA is that Angel and Doom FNS, sorry, they play like defaulty style, where like they want to default,
Yeah.
and it's all about like making as little mistakes as possible. So it's a very similar style, but like the calling's just very similar. But like I'd say it's very similar. It's like that's one thing I was scared about. But when I went to NA, like FNS really called good, and I think he was super similar to Angel. So yeah, I was happy.
Oh, so you didn't know how FNS was calling was like you didn't scrim with them before you joined?
No. That's yeah. Yeah.
I see. Okay, cool. Then so I want to ask you as well. Now that you kind of like worked it out, I'm kind of curious on the Yoru pick because you guys on Breeze typically you either see Jet or Chamber. That's kind of like the thing that's been kind of solid since we've America's kicked off. You see either someone's running Jet or maybe if they're feeling a little bit sort of spicy, they might pull out the Chamber instead because you need the op. What sort of prompted you guys that said Yoru instead, that you want to run Yoru on Breeze?
I think just extra flashes, honestly. There's a lot of times where you just need like extra flashes here or there that like Jet doesn't bring. Obviously Kaio helps, but we don't run for Kaio, so it's like I think just the flashes, the TP's nice and useful. I think there's just a lot of things. Yeah, I think just overall is like his ult is good. Like there's a lot of benefits. I don't think it's like hands down better than Jet.
Yeah.
Because I think Jet also has like some plays that they can do, but yeah, overall I think it's just solid.
Fair enough. The way I saw you playing it was like a very aggressive, kind of reminded me of like 2022 Chamber kind of style with the double TPs, where you sort of just take like stupidly aggressive angles, and then you sort of get the kill, and you're completely different side of the map. Am I getting the right vibe from that sort of?
Yeah, it's like the thing with Yoru TP is it's not insta. Like the thing with Chamber was where you could take ridiculously stupid angles. Like you could literally push like the most absurd angles and just TP away instantly like this.
Yeah.
But now with Yoru, you have to you can play aggressive, but you have to make sure that there's you can still get away. So the TP animation isn't instantly; it's like a half a second. So good players will punish that instantly. I think obviously in ranked, there's not you're more likely to get away, but in high pressure situations, players pro players will just headshot you insta. So you gotta make sure you take risk, but it's not too risky.
Okay, cool. I also want to ask you kind of. Let's see. All right, so you're one of the few rare Valorant players so far that has sort of transitioned and played in dual regions, kind of, and experienced pretty good success on both. Can you sort of speak on your experience in terms of the regional differences between VCT Americas, VCT EMEA, or just in general the two regions? Kind of settle the debate a little bit.
I think both regions are strong. I think I don't know. I think America's is strong because they have two regions combined. They have North America and South America combined in one. So like it's like a best of both worlds type of thing. I think the one difference is the practice in EU is just tenfold better. I think like the tier 1 scene might be a little bit stronger in Americas in overall, but I think like the whole scene together, I think Europe's a little bit stronger.
I see, I see. Okay, cool. Then I also wanted to ask you, sort of branching off from there, is so far from what you've seen, how do you think EMEA sort of fares as a region? Where do you sort of sit in the pecking order of regions? Like, where would you rank yourselves?
I think EMA is probably top 1, I'd say. Maybe in the past, I think last year it was not. I think it has to be America because they had literally allowed. They had. I think this season should be like the season that EMA overtake. But like if we're going off last season, it has to be Americas because they just have like they have NRG, they have Loud, they have like just so many good teams. Leviathan, like it's so many good teams.
But this season you have Leviathan with Aspas as well. You have Sentinels, obviously NRG, but you would still stack EMEA over. Is there any particular reason you stack? Is it sort of like based off your experience?
I think overall the teams from practice, from what I understand, have just got a lot stronger. I think K Corp are going to be one of the upcoming teams. I think fourth, like the added Cena, that's an upgrade. Like Navi got me back, like that's an upgrade. Fnatic are already strong; they're already like one of the best in the world. Liquid have done like picked up like 3 up and coming players, like two, I think 2 proven already. But like it's like so many teams have improved, and like in NA I feel like teams have meshed together. You know, like EG have meshed together with NRG. Like so, it's like Aspas is like left one of like left Loud, so we'll see how much that affects him. Like and Loud as well. So it's like I feel like I don't know. I just think overall the teams in EMEA have just like kind of improved. Even like Heretics, they signed like the Root who can't play right now, but he's a up and coming youngster who's very good. So it's like there's just I think overall we've just improved.
Awesome. Okay, one last question because I'm being pushed to end the interview already. Running out of time. Last question. Boostio has kind of called EMEA the one-team region. Obviously, you have a completely different take on it. Do you have sort of a spicy? Some sort of spicy thing that you can sort of like end on? Something you want to sort of reply?
I mean, he's not wrong. I think last year it was a one-team region, if I'm honest. So, I mean, well, it's a new year, so I'll just see how the new year goes. But I mean, I don't think he's wrong about last year.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Thank you very much, Ardis. I wish I could talk to you
No
longer.
worries.
Hopefully, I get a chance to talk to you again, and best of luck for the rest of Kickoff. Thank you so much.
No worries. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you.